What's up everyone? I hope you all are doing good, and finally I purchased new camera. Actually it's my first camera, so it's Sony FX30 and it costed me around 2.5 lakh rupees along with both the lenses which I purchased with this camera. So I purchased this camera with my last payout from Quantical, which was of $2,187. And as I got the payout and the camera, I am organizing a $10,000 account giveaway. I will tell you how to participate in that giveaway later on in this video. So my $2,187 payout which I got from Quantical last month was one of the most important payout. Not because this was the biggest payout I received till date, but because my last two payout from Quantical got rejected. Because first time I breached their 2-minute rule, and second time I breached their 3% max risk per trade rule, and both the time I was on the leaderboard of Quantical. So first time I breached the 2-minute rule, where on my $50,000 account I have made around 9 to 9.5%, and I was up $4,700 or $4,800, where after profit split my profit share was $4,200 approx. And then second time I breached the 3% rule on my $100,000 account, where I was up 17 to 18%, and I have made 17,000 or approx $18,000. I will share you my dashboard, then I will show you the exact amount. But I was approx up 17 to 18%, where I have made $17,000 to $18,000 in that $100,000 account. And my goal was to take a 5-digit payout before this year end. Because of that only, I was risking more in that $100,000 account, and as I was risking more on that $100,000 account, I breached one of their rules, which was 3% max risk per trade. And as I updated about this thing on Instagram, so many people asked me in comment as well as in DM to make a proper detailed video on Quantical rules. So here I am making a detailed video on Quantical rules. But yeah, that's how I lost $4,200 payout, and then in my $100,000 account I made $17,000 to $18,000, where again after profit split my share would be somewhere around $15,000. So I have lost huge amount of profit because I breached the rule, and I've lost the funded account as well. And because of that my psychology got impacted, and I have lost $25,000 account of Quantical again and $100,000 account of Alpha Capital. And you know exactly what happened with me in Alpha Capital. They rejected my payout even when each and everything was clear. Just because the payout amount was big, they rejected the payout. And I told this thing earlier as well, that I will be risking more in this particular account, and I will try to make either huge amount of profit or I will blow this account. And that's exactly what happened. Instead of making huge amount of profit, I breached that account. I lost $50,000 account of Quantical, $100,000 account of Quantical, $25,000 account of Quantical, and $100,000 account of Alpha Capital. And my psychology was completely fucked. Because of that only, I have been to Manali last month, and that was a solo trip because I want to sit on my own in some peaceful place to analyze like what exactly I am doing wrong, because of which I am losing all the account. And so many of you kept on asking me about the psychology and emotion and all these things. Like all these things happen with me also, and because of all these things I have lost my account. Like in first account of $50,000 and $100,000 I was in profit, but because of rule I lost the profit and the account. And from there my psychology got impacted, and after that I lost $25,000 account and $100,000 account of Alpha Capital. So all these things happen with me. It's just that now I have funding of 1 million plus, so that I know that I have built a certain wall around me, that even if I lost 1 or 2 accounts, it won't impact me a lot. Like it obviously impact me, but it's not like I am going to complete zero and I have to build up again. I have 10 different accounts. Even if I lose 1 or 2 accounts, I still have 8 other accounts left. So psychology and all these things has a major impact on me as well. And because of that only, I was in Manali last month, and there in Manali I analyzed everything. I have gone through my journal. I have checked all the dashboard of all the prop firms which I am trading on, and see like what exactly are the mistakes which I am making, because of which I am losing. I have gone through all the rules of all the prop firms which I am trading on, and once I am back, I again passed $200,000 account of Quantical, and I passed both the account before November end, and my strategy to pass challenge account was same. Like I've told you all in my multiple videos, where I risk 2-3% per trade in the challenge phase in order to pass the account as soon as possible. I traded both the 200k account with the same approach, and with that I passed both the account. And here is a certificate of one $200,000 account which I passed on 26th of November, and this was in DX trade. And here is the certificate of another $200,000 account which I passed on 29th of November, and this was in MT5. So currently I have $700,000 in Quantical alone, where I have $350,000 in MT5 and $350,000 in DX trade. And again, for the third time, I am on the leaderboard of Quantical, where again I am up 9.5% on my $100,000 account. So let me show you that. This is the DX trade platform website. So basically they have two different platforms and they have two separate websites for that. One is for MT5 and one is for DX trade. So this one is for DX trade. If you want to see me on the leaderboard, you can just go to this Hall of Fame and here you can see. But if you go to MT5, you will not see my name. You'll see my name on the DX trade. So currently I am on the 5th number. Earlier when I was on 3rd number, and then I come to 4th, and currently I am at 5th number, and I am up 9.55%. So basically on my $100,000 account, I have made $9,550 profit, and my payout request date is, let me see that as well. So this is my account where I am up $9,550, and my payout request date is 24th of December. So I will keep you all updated about my payout when I request my payout and when I get my payout. So hopefully I'll get my payout before 31st of December, and this will be my biggest profit till date because it's $9,550, and after a split it will be somewhere around $8,500. So this will be my biggest profit till date. I have taken a payout of 6,000 as well, which I have not shared on social media, either on Twitter, Instagram or on YouTube. The highest number of payout I have shared on social media is $3,800, which was from instant funding, and after that I have received one payout of $6,000 as well. And after that, this $8,500 profit will be my biggest profit. I have completed all the things. There is this 4 minimum trading days rule in the funded account and 2 minimum profitable days rule where I have to make 0.5% profit. So in this $100,000 account, I have to make $500 profit in order to be eligible to request a payout, and I've already completed that. Just 1 minimum trading days is required, and after that my minimum 4 trading days and 2 profitable days will be completed. And this time I have followed each and every single rule, whether it's 3% risk per trade, 2-minute rule or any other rule. I have followed each and every single rule, and I have not done any news trading or I have not done anything in this particular account. I will keep you updated about this as soon as I get the payout. Now coming to giveaway, I'll be doing $10,000 account of giveaway with Quantical, where I will be picking 3 winners from Instagram, 3 winners from Twitter and 4 winners from YouTube. So all you have to do to participate in this giveaway is follow me on Twitter, Instagram and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and follow Quantical as well on Twitter, and drop your comment in any one particular platform or in all 3 platforms in order to increase your chances to win. And let me know in the comment why I should select you as the winner of this giveaway. And I will be picking giveaway winner on Saturday 21st of December. So go and participate in the giveaway. And now let's come to the rule of Quantical. So Quantical has recently launched advanced plan as well. But before going to the advanced plan, let me talk about the classic plan which they have, because they have made some minor changes in the advanced plan compared to that from classic plan. So before going to advanced, let me talk about the classic plan and let me tell you all the rules of the classic plan. So this is the classic or standard or their legacy plan, where they have 1-step challenge, 2-step challenge or 3-step challenge. And let me tell you this, I have not seen their 1-step challenge or 3-step challenge, and I will never recommend anyone to go for 1-step challenge or 3-step challenge. I'll recommend everyone to always go for 2-step challenge, because the drawdown limit is always higher on a 2-step challenge. In 1-step challenge, you will get the drawdown limit of 5 or 6% or sometimes 7%. And in 3-step challenge again, you will get the drawdown limit of 6% or 7%. So if you buy a $100,000 account, you'll get only $6,000 to trade with. But when you go for a 2-step challenge account, you'll get a drawdown limit of 10%. Where if you go for a $100,000 account, you'll get $10,000 to trade with. So you see, if you go for a 1-step challenge or 3-step challenge, you'll get only $6,000 to trade with. But if you go for two-step challenge, you'll get $10,000 to trade. And that's the only reason why I said always go for two-step. And that's the only reason why I said always go for two-step challenge. And that's the only reason why I said always go for two-step challenge. If you want to go for one-step and three-step, then obviously you can go. It's completely on you. I am going to talk about the two-step challenge because I know about two-step challenge and I've always traded on two-step challenge in majority of the prop firms. I have traded with one-step challenge in just E8 market because they have drawdown limit of 8% where you have to make 8% profit. So it's 1:1 ratio. And I have used once one-step challenge of instant funding, and apart from that I have never used any prop firm with one-step challenge. So go for two-step. And if you want to ask about my preference is always two-step challenge. So again, I always look for $100,000 or $200,000 account, and you can use my code Morningstar Rohit in order to get 50% discount on this standard, classic or their legacy plan. On any particular account size you'll choose, you'll get 50% off. On any account size you choose, whether it's 100,000, 50,000, 10,000, 25,000, you'll get 50% off even in one step or two step. Now coming to the rules of Quantical. So I will put the link of this in the description as well, so you can directly go to description, click on this link and see all the rules. Let me directly go down and talk about the major things you need to know about when you are trading in a Quantical. So first, let's see about the max allocation. So basically they have two platforms, MT5 and DXTrade, and per platform they have max allocation of $400,000. And if your total account size is below $400,000, you can copy trade between your accounts. And if your account size is $400,000 or above $400,000, you can't copy trade between your account. That's very simple. So you can have $800,000, $400,000 in MT5 and $400,000 in DXTrade. Even I don't like DXTrade, but I have $350,000 in DXTrade because I have already almost max allocated in MT5 where I have $350,000 in MT5 as well. That's why I got $350,000 account in DXTrade as well. So that's very simple thing. If you have allocation under $400,000, you can copy trade between your account. And if your allocation is $400,000, you can't copy trade between your account. That's very simple. Now going down, you can use expert advisor, but you have to take approval from the team of Quantical, and you can use trade copier, but group trading is not allowed. So make sure you are not doing any sort of group trading or group hedging or any of these activities, because all these things are not allowed. Now these are the rules for two-step evaluation. Now let me tell you the best thing about Quantical standard, classic or legacy plan, whichever you want to call it. There is literally no rule. You can pass the account the way you want. There is no news rule, there is no SLTP rule, there is no maximum risk per trade rule. You can trade as the way you want and pass the account as soon as possible. But once you get funded, there are certain rules which you need to care about, and let's go down to all those rules which you need to care about once you get funded. So first is this news trading rule where you can't open or close the trade manually 5 minutes before or 5 minutes after the news. If your TP or SL is there and your TP and SL got hit during that 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after that news window, that is completely fine. Or if you have sell limit or buy limit or have sell stop or buy stop order, and that got triggered in that 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after window, that is also completely fine. But you can't open or close the trade, or you can't put SL or TP in that particular 10-minute window of 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after the news. So if you see, basically this news trading rule is way better than any other prop firm. In majority, or I can say 90% of the prop firm account, once you get funded, news trading is not allowed. And even if your SL or TP got hit during the news time, whether it's 2 minutes or 5 minutes before and after the news, that profit will be forfeited or that account will be completely breached because of that. But here you'll get the flexibility that only if you manually open or close the trade, or if you manually put SL or TP during that 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after window, then only your account will be breached. Apart from that, everything is completely fine. And if your sell stop, buy stop, sell limit, buy limit, SLTP got hit during that 10-minute window, you'll completely fine, and that won't lead to any breach. So this is literally one of the best news trading rule. I literally feel this thing because in almost any other prop firm which I trade on, every prop firm said this thing that even if your SL or TP got hit, or even if your sell limit, buy limit, or sell stop, buy stop order got hit, that will lead to account breach, or that particular profit from that particular trade will be forfeited. So this is the simple basic news trading rule from Quantical. Now going down, this is the maximum exposure and maximum risk per trade, or you can say gambling rule. And as I told you, like the $100,000 account in which I was up $18,000, I lost the account because of this particular rule. Because as per this rule, you can't risk more than 3% in one particular trade. And I just breached the account with $60. So on a $100,000 account, my 3% is $3,000. And I lost $3,060 in that particular trade. And because of that, I lost the account and I lost $18,000 payout. So again, this is basic, simple maximum risk exposure or gambling rule, where you can't risk more than 3% per trade. Even if you keep your SL above 3% and you close the trade way before your SL got hit, that again will be considered as this gambling rule, because here it is mentioned maximum exposure, and maximum exposure means even if you put your SL around 3.5% or 3.25% or even 3.1%, and even if you close your trade at 2% loss only, even that will be considered as breach, because initially when you put your SL, you expose your position with a risk of 3.1% or 3.25% or 3.5%. And yes, this is basic 3% max risk per trade rule. Now comes the minimum trade duration rule, and this is the rule because of which I have lost around 4 or 5 account, I guess 4 account of Quantical, and I have lost around $7,000 to $8,000 in payout because of this particular rule. And every time I have made around $1,000 or $2,000, or sometime I have made $1,500. So what exactly this rule states is that your minimum trade duration is 2 minutes. That means that it is not average, it is minimum, that your trade needs to be open at least for 2 minutes, and after that only you can close the trade. And again, it is not average, it's minimum trade duration, where each and every trade need to be above 2 minutes. And the SL TP, even you can't place SL and TP within that 2 minute window. You can place SL and TP in the starting 15 seconds of the trade, but like out of 4 or 5 payout which got rejected, and the account which I breached because of this, 2 or 3 account was breached because I have put SL or TP after 15 seconds of the trade. So this is my advice: don't put SL and TP in the starting 2 minutes of the trade. Just notice the time when you open the trade. Don't do anything with your trade. Keep the trade as it is for 2 minutes, then do whatever you want to do with your trade. But in the starting 2 minutes of the trade, don't place SL and TP. Here it is mentioned that you can place SL and TP in the starting 15 seconds of the trade, but again, by the time you click on modify position, and by the time you see on the chart and put the amount and click on modify, 15 seconds will be already passed by and you'll breach this rule. So this is my advice, that don't do anything with your trade in the starting 2 minutes of that particular trade. After that, do whatever you want to do. Modify your position 10 times, 20 times or 50 times if you want to do. But in the starting 2 minutes, don't do anything. I have lost 4 or 5 accounts. I have lost 4 or 5 payout, and in total I have lost $7,000 to $8,000 in payout because of this one particular rule. And now I am up 9.5% in a $100,000 account, and this time I have literally used stopwatch so that I won't breach that 2 minute rule, and I have done everything correctly this time. Just don't put SL and TP in the starting 2 minute window, and don't close your trade before 2 minutes. And again, this is not average trade duration of 2 minutes, this is minimum trade duration. Like each and every trade needs to be at least of 2 minutes, and after that you can do whatever you want to do. Yeah, this is basic thing. You can see the example here. If you open a trade at 10 a.m, you can modify SL and TP in the first 15 seconds of the trade and after 2 minutes of the trade. But in this particular window, if you put SL and TP, or if you close the trade manually, your profit will be forfeited, and first your profit will be forfeited, and first breach will be considered as soft breach, and the second breach will be considered as hard breach, and your account will be gone in that. Now the next is minimum profit requirement. And when I talked about $100,000 account where I have completed 3 minimum trading days and I just have to trade for one more day and I've completed 2 profitable days where I have to make 0.5% for 2 days, I completed that as well. So this rule is about that only. In your funded account, you have to make profit of 0.5% on 2 separate days in your trading cycle. And on a $100,000 account, it's $500, which is 0.5% of $100,000. And again, you can calculate that on any account size which you are trading. So this is basic. Minimum trading days is 4 on a funded account, where on 2 separate days you have to make 0.5% of your account size. And on my $100,000 account, I have already made that. And this is again simple rule, nothing hard. So till now there is just one rule which you have to care about. The news trading rule is very simple and you got already too much advantage compared to other prop firms, because here if your SL or TP got hit or your sell limit or buy limit, sell stop, buy stop order got triggered, even then your trade will be valid and you don't have to worry about anything. The only rule which you have to be aware about is 2-minute rule. And I am putting emphasis on that particular rule because I have lost so many payout and I have lost so many accounts because of that rule. And this maximum exposure or 3% maximum risk per trade rule is also not very hard, because eventually in your funded account you will be risking 0.5 or 1% only. Like sometime I risk more as well in the funded account, but last time I risked approx 2.5 or 2.75% and I lost 3% and I lost $18,000 payout. So now I am not risking that much, but majority, like 99% of the people risk 0.5% or 1% in the funded account. So you don't have to worry about this 3% risk per trade or gambling rule as well. And this rule is also there in funding pips. So majority of the people don't even risk this much in funded account. And then there is this layering rule. I usually don't do averaging or martingale. I am planning to do averaging going ahead, because I have seen this thing that if I average my position on gold, that will be really better for me. So I'll start doing that. But here the layering rule states that the maximum position you can open is 3 only in one particular instrument, and if you open more than 3 position, that will be considered as soft breach and the profit you make will be forfeited. And if you do the same thing for the second time, then your account will be breached. Then there is this maximum lot limit on funded account. You can see this on a $100,000 account, it's 40 lot, 200 it's 80 lot, and again violating this rule will lead to breach of the account. So if you see, as I said you in the starting as well, there is literally no rule which you have to care about except that 2-minute rule. And in the advanced plan they have launched, which is they have eliminated the 2-minute rule, the 15-second rule, the lot size rule, and the consistency rule. But there are certain rules which was added in this particular type of account, which is quantical advanced type account. I will talk about this thing, but let me complete about the rules of this legacy plan. News trading rule is completely fine. Just don't open or close the trade or change your SL or TP 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after the news. Then 3% risk exposure or gambling rule is simple. No one risk more than 0.5% or 1% in the funded account. Minimum trade duration, just focus on this. Use a stopwatch, or there is timer on the right bottom of your trading view chart. Use that. Then maximum profit requirement is, it's nothing but minimum trading day and 2 minimum profitable days in your funded account. Then there is this layering rule where you can't open more than 3 positions. Again simple. Lot size, if you trade gold, you never gonna open 40 lots on a $100,000 account or 80 lot on a $200,000 account. If you trade in currency pairs, then focus on the lot size as well. First breach will be considered as soft breach and second breach will be considered as hard breach, and after second breach your account will be gone. And all these rules applies to funded account only, and that exactly is the best part about their standard plan or legacy evaluation plan, because literally in the challenge phase there is no rule. You can trade the way you want, you can pass the challenge as the way you want. Just don't breach daily drawdown limit and overall drawdown limit, and you can trade the way you want without worrying about anything. All these rules applies to funded account. And apart from minimum trade duration rule and SLTP rule, which is 15-second SLTP rule, I don't think there is any other rule which you have to care about a lot. Minimum profit requirement, which is 2 minimum profitable days, of 0.5%. That is also not a big deal. On a $100,000 account, if you make $500 on one day and $500 on second day, that is $1,000. And after that you can request the payout. And yeah, that's simple. Then there is this certain prohibited trading strategies, and if you see HFT, pick scalping, and all these things are not allowed. Again, I will put the link in the description so you can go on your own and see all the rules. So yes, this is basically about their legacy model or standard model or classic model, which they call it. No rule on challenge account. Only certain rules are there on the funded account, again, which is not very complex. Just focus on the 2-minute rule. I have reached so many accounts and I have lost so many payouts. So again, just focus on that. And apart from that, everything else is fine. Just don't do anything like HFT and group hedging and anything like that. Now let's come to their advanced plan, which they launched recently, where they have removed this 2-minute rule, 15-second rule, which is in the starting 15 seconds of the trade you can place SL in TP. They remove that as well. They remove lot size rule and they remove consistency rule in the funded account. But they have added certain rule, and those rules are something which I don't like. And after seeing all those rules, I'll say this thing, that go for 2-step legacy account, because in advanced account they remove the 2-minute rule, 15-second rule, there is no lot size rule, and there is no consistency rule. But they have added this rule where you can't risk more than 1.5% per trade, and if you do averaging, your maximum risk exposure should not exceed 2% in one particular open position. So on a legacy account or on a classic account, you can risk 3% per trade, and if you risk above that, then only your account will be breached. But here you can risk only 1.5%, and maximum, even after averaging, you can risk 2% only. Now the most important thing is, this rule applies to phase 1 and phase 2. This is the main thing. On their legacy account or on their classic account, there is nothing like that. You can trade the way you want. Even if you want to risk 3.99%, because the daily order limit is 4%, even if you want to risk 3.99%, you can risk that, and you can pass the account as soon as possible. You can trade news, you can do whatever you want, except some prohibited strategy like HFT, group hedging, and all these things. Apart from that, you can do everything. But in the advanced plan, you can't risk more than 1.5%, and if you do averaging, you can't risk more than 2%. And now if you see the new trading rule, so new trading rule is similar, which is you can't manually open or close the trade, or you can't manually put SL or TP within that 5-minute window before and 5-minute window after the news, which is basically 10-minute window, 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after the news. You can't do anything manually, and if your SL or TP got hit, that will be fine. And again, here they stated this thing, that this rules applies to both evaluation and funded account. And again, I am saying this thing, all these rules don't apply to challenge account or evaluation account of legacy plan or classic plan. But here in the advanced plan, they remove the 2-minute rule, consistency rule, lot size rule, 15-second risk rule, 15-second SLTP rule, but they made their advanced plan more harder than their legacy plan by implementing all these rules in the challenge account as well, or you can say the evaluation account as well. And that is the reason why in the starting I said you that you should always go for 2-step legacy account. And after showing you this thing as well, again I am saying this thing, that you should go for 2-step legacy account. If you want 1-step or 3-step, you can go for that. I have seen their advanced plan, and I can say that don't have to feel any pressure while trading on a challenge account, especially because you obviously gonna feel pressure once you get funded. And here in the challenge account as well, there are certain rules which you have to follow all the times, and that's the only reason why I am saying that you should go for legacy plan or the classic plan which they have, where in the challenge account or the evaluation account, there is no rule. You can pass the account as the way you want. The rules are there in the funded account. Again, they remove their 2-minute rule, 15-second rule, lot size rule, consistency rule. But again, I still feel that their legacy plan or their classic plan or the standard plan, whichever they call it, that is way better than their advanced plan, because as I said, all these rules are now implemented to challenge account as well, and the risk exposure per trade is also reduced. And I forgot to tell you one more thing. In their legacy or classic plan, the profit split you'll get is 90%, but in their this advanced plan, the profit split you'll get is 80%. So if you ask me, two-step legacy or a classic account is way better than this advanced account, and that's it. Like whatever rules you need to be aware about while trading in a quantical, I have told you all the rules. Now, if you want to buy the account, you can go and buy the account and get 50% off using code MorningstarOA, and go for two-step account only, that too of legacy or classic. Don't go for advanced account. If you want to go for advanced account, that is also fine. There's no big deal. But if you know my trading strategy, like I usually risk 3.5% per trade in the challenge phase in order to pass the account as soon as possible. And sometime I do news trading as well in the challenge account. Because of that, I will never go for the advanced account. I have lost so many payout account and everything in the legacy account because of that 2-minute rule. Now I use stopwatch, or I use a time which is in the right corner of the trading view chart to track that 2 minute, and after that only I either close the trade or I put SL in TP. And my advice to all you is, again, go for two-step legacy or classic account. Don't go for advanced account. And also in advanced account, you will get 30 or 40% discount only, but you'll go for legacy or a classic account, you will get 50% discount using code MorningstarOA. And one last thing which I share with you is this: on Yahoo Finance, I got this news on Twitter. Someone has shared this, like Quantical has achieved $7 million in payout. And this is the thing, like this prop firm is there in the business from last, I guess, 9-10 months or maybe more. And this prop firm has paid $7 million in payout. This is actually called transparency, because majority of the time when they pay to any trader, they share everything on their Discord, and all the payout certificate and all the USDC transaction which they made is already on the Discord. And they don't fake their number by saying that they have paid 90 million or 70 million or 50 million dollar in payout. They say this thing that they have paid 7 to 8 million dollar, and it is already there on Yahoo Finance as well that they have paid $7 million in payout. And you know, like some prop firm claim that they have paid $95 million in payout while they are in business from last 3 or 4 months only. So Quantical don't do any sort of bullshit thing like that. And that's it for this video. I have talked about almost everything. I will update you on 24th of December when I request my payout of $8,500, and as soon as I get the payout, I will update you all about that as well. And don't forget to participate in the giveaway. Make sure you follow on all 3 platforms. Make sure you comment below this video, and if you want to increase your chances to win, make sure you comment on Instagram and Twitter as well. And the winner will be announced on 21st of December on Saturday. And that's it for this video. See you in the next video.